Labas draugai, šiandien mes esame Rygoje, automobilių muziejuje. Čia mes kalbinsim Agrorodeo komandos lenktynininką, šturmaną Andrį Malnieką. Jis į šią lokaciją mus pasikvietė pats, sakė, kad turi daug ką papasakoti lietuvių auditorijai, lietuvių ralio žiūrovams ir pasižiūrim, ką jis mums įdomaus papasakos. So, hello, Andris.
Labas.
Hi.
Labas.
During the award ceremony in Kaunas, you said that you have many stories to tell for Lithuanian audience. So, we listen.
Actually, that was more than a joke, but when I received your message that you are coming to make an interview with me, I understood that it's not a joke. So, yeah.
So what was the start of your career?
Actually, I never was thinking about the co-driving, autosport. I was watching, yeah. When I was little, I was going to autocross races in my hometown where I'm coming from. I'm not from Riga, I'm from smaller town. It's like 1 hour drive away. It's Cesis. I remember that I didn't have money for tickets. I was trying to get in somehow into the truck and I was watching the autocross, yeah? And actually that was my biggest closure to the autosport at all. And then later when I grew up, I was in some rallies as a spectator, but mainly I was not into it. Actually I was dancing, I was playing basketball, I was playing football, doing all stuff, when you are young, you are trying to do everything. But it was never close to the autosport. So I think I was in the right place in the right time, and then everything went its own way. So and it was like an accident to come into the autosport.
So how long that was? Before how many years that happened?
You mean when I started?
Yeah.
If we look to some other guys, I'm actually quite new in the autosport because this is just my 7th year. I started in 2013, in a big rally. Before 5-6 years, I was in the press rally. So actually, my career started in Lithuania, in the press, like journalistų rallies. That's where I started my
How you managed to get there, to the journalist rally?
Everybody, we have some friends, and I had one of my friends, Martins. He's owning now a company where he's renting rally cars. He was a journalist in one of the magazines in Latvia, and he invited me, let's go to the press rally. So I said, okay, let's go. I didn't know what I'm doing. I didn't understand anything about the road book. He was helping me, and that's how we went. And we were driving Evo 6 in weird blue color. But in years after years in the press rally, we became one of the craziest crew because our driving style was really crazy and like flat out.
And what was the result of that? It was more fun or what?
Press rally, it's to come together with some friends, with the press guys, with everybody. We never won it. 1 year we were really close to win it, 2 minutes in the front of everybody, but we crashed in last stage, 2 kilometers from the finish. So that was my actually first crash in rally, if we can say that.
What was the driver in your team?
It was Martins Zenītis. Yeah, so he is my first pilot in my career. So he's proud of me, and actually I'm always saying hello pilot, my first pilot.
And what was the first event in normal rally? In which year?
It was 2013 winter. It was in Gulbene. In the same time, it was Rally Sarma. And I was driving Volkswagen Golf 2 in the rally sprint class.
You was the driver, yeah?
The driver was really young and...
You were the pilot?
Yeah, no. I was a co-driver.
Yeah.
I was a co-driver. And the guy was Jānis Kritskis. And he was really fast, really fast guy. And but later he decided that he needs to go to study better than drive the rally. So that was my first rally. Winter, Golf 2, and rally sprint.
Your first driver was Sheshk, no?
No. After the rally sprint, one of my friends from my hometown wrote me that there is a young guy, Emils Blooms, I think you heard of him, and that he is looking for a co-driver. So I went for it. I just wrote him, and that's how we started.
Okay.
It was actually Autosport Academy those days. We were driving all like green Fiestas, the R2, which is now the old one, but in those days it was like new car and...
Okay, and after that, what happened next and how you get here where you are now?
Yeah, so actually it's like, biography now, but yeah, we drove with Emils. We drove with Emils for 1 year. His trainer, I can say, that was Jānis Vorobjovs. And Emils was using quite similar pace notes like Jānis. And we went to the trainings, we were driving with them together, and when my ways splitted with Jānis, with Emils, and then I wrote Jānis, maybe you need a co-driver. And exactly at that time, at that minute, he said, yeah, I don't have one. Let's talk.
So simple.
So simple, really simple.
That's why I said in the beginning that you need to be at the right place at the right time and never be scared to ask. Because if you won't ask, you will never get the answer. So you need to ask the question, then you will get the answer. So, and that's when I started to drive with Jānis, and we were together for 3 years, and that's where I got the most experience from, and Jānis teach me everything in the rally. So I can say really big thank to him to get where I am now. So,
what was the biggest victory with Jānis?
Actually, that victory was really strange because we didn't win. In that year, we had a really big crash. It was, I think, in 2014. We became champions in that year, but in the last round, it was Rally Latvia. We were driving a stage. The stage was going 2 times, and it was our second time. And we had really big crash. I don't know, we rolled like for 8, 9, 10 times. The car was in the scrapyard after that. I think he just had the doors, what's left from the car. So yeah, we were like, driving home, thinking that we lost everything because our competitor needed just to drive to the finish. And in the last day of the rally, I received a call from one of the media guys who was in the stage. He's like saying me, your competitor is not driving past. I'm saying, are you kidding? That's not true. But then he called me second time and he said, yes, he's not here, he's stopped. So yeah, he hit at the tree and broke the wheel, and that's how we become a champions.
Okay.
So in the same time, it's a lesson as well. Never say that, oh, I lost, because you didn't lose till the finish podium, till the last time control.
But it looks like it was very lucky situation because you didn't finish, your component didn't finish. So what was the feeling about that?
Sometimes you think that the life is not like, that the life is going like different way than it should go. Because you are winning, and then in the end you are crashing and you are like losing everything. But we didn't have that joy because the car was in the scrapyard. Okay, luckily we were okay. And the feeling is not that when you like are driving into the finish and you are like, yes, I won it, I done it. But in the same time, we did it, but another way. So,
How did you met with Vaidas?
Also wrote a message. Do you need a co-driver?
I heard that.
actually, yes, but I didn't write the message. This time, Vaidas wrote me a message. But till that, I think I need to say hello to Martinas Samsonas. When I stopped driving with Yanis, I had 1 year with Martins Sasks, and then after Martins, I had a free time. Like I was going to do some work as a referee in rallies because I wanted still to be in that company. I cannot live without that. I just need to be somewhere where is autosport and rally. And before rally, Aluksne, I think, Yanis or Martinas called me and said, "Can you help me in the test?" And Martinas was driving his, the monster BMW, the four-wheel drive. And I was like, yes, I want to sit in that car and let's go, Martinas. And we had one test day with him. And as I know that Martinas said to Vaidas that, call Andris, try Andris. And Martinas wrote me in Messenger, maybe we can talk and things like that. And I said, maybe first, before we talk, we should try each other in some record trainings. And and it was funny that Vaidas was driving towards Latvian border. I was driving towards like Lithuanian border. We met in the middle. And we just tried some roads near the border on Latvian, on the Latvian side, and if I'm here, so I suppose I was okay. So, and these 2 years we drove fast as crazy, and I really enjoyed till this time driving with Vaidas.
Did you know something about Vaidas
Before?
Yeah, before that.
Yeah, as I was driving the Lithuanian Championship with Yanis as well, Vaidas was my competitor. And in some of the stages when we finished with Yanis, we looked at the times, we were like, oh, that man is really fast. Because in some of the stages, Vaidas was like winning us and winning everybody else with the Evo. But sometimes he was like a bit unlucky with the technical things. But I knew about him. Actually, I know him from the Subaru times. But I lost somewhere the part where he started with the BMW.
Okay, so let's talk about these 2 seasons when you're driving with Vaidas. What was the most scariest moment with Vaidas? Because he's like a driver is insane. So can you tell us something from the inside the car? What's happening inside?
It's actually easy to answer to your question because every rally, every stage is crazy moment. Because I'm sometimes laughing to the mechanics and some other guys that I need a hole in the front of my legs because I am braking so hard. That's good that I don't have pedals, but sometimes I think that my legs will be in the engine in the engine place because we are approaching the corner or the junction and scared maybe won't be the best way to subscribe it, but I just wanted that we are driving the corner fast and nice. I don't scare about that we can go into the ditch or somewhere, but I am braking always in every corner, but that's not that I'm scared. I just wanted that we are going without any problems further. And the most scariest moment, okay, it's not bushes, it's not krumai.
Really?
No, there were some more as well, which
Two
you maybe
wheels?
don't know about. Yeah, Rokiškis, I think. Yeah, 2 wheels when you are approaching the corner on approximately 150, 160. And accidentally Vaidas is cutting the corner and the car drops on 2 wheels. That really wasn't the nicest situation, because in the finish I said, I won't say the words exactly, but I said, "You're crazy, what you are doing, what you are doing." And you know Vaidas, he is like always having a laugh and saying, "Oh, it was all right."
That was on the plan, yeah?
Yeah. He's saying, "Oh, I saw there is still 1 meter left on the roadside. I just turned it back a bit, and that's how we went. We went further." But you know, if you are not driving fast, or you are not concentrating, you are not trying to do your best, you won't have those moments. But maybe you won't win as well. So it's 50-50, and Vaida's style, you know, is always driving as fast as he can. It doesn't matter if we are first, if we are like mile away. You can tell him what you want. I'm always in every start saying that Vaidas, no moments, just for fun, enjoy yourself. But I know that when the lights are like going off, he's in his world, I'm in my world. And we are 2 persons in the car. Somehow we are connected from reading side and from driving side. But he is doing his thing, I'm doing my thing, and we are doing it great. So
Very nice. So a lot of co-drivers says that they are trying to say calm down for the drivers, etc. They are trying to do that. Do you even try to do that? While you're driving, not before the stage?
Actually, in the same Rokiškis, I think there was a place. It was second run, and I felt that Vaidas is like going all the time with the back too wide in the ditches and not driving his rhythm. And I asked him, what's happening? Like, and he's saying that, "Oh, I'm trying to drive carefully, like not to do any mistakes." At that moment, I said to him in the stage, I said, "Drive your way. That's it, do it." And then, you know, when you're driving your way, you are enjoying it, not thinking about not to mess something up. It's better than all the time think about things that, oh, maybe that, I need to brake there, I need to brake there. No, enjoy it. If you enjoy it, the time will come as well.
When the co-driver can feel the moment when the driver is break the limit.
You can feel it in a moment if you are getting in the corner or you are not getting in the corner. But
How you can feel that? Because in Elektrėnai, Žilvinas Sakalauskas said to Švedas before that crash, Ramiau.
yeah, I understand. Like,
So-
careful.
Yeah.
It's many times when I want to say, brake now, but I'm not doing it. I'm braking by myself with my pedals, which I don't have.
Oh, wipers. Oh, horn.
It depends from the driver, from the communication inside. I know that Vaidas will always go till the limit. He will do it in the last moment, in the last second. He will try everything to push out from the car. But that's what I said that in the start. Sometimes I'm saying to Vaidas as well, Ramiau, like at Sergei, don't push so hard. But when the lights goes off, everything goes his own way. So you can say whatever you want. It won't work anyway. So
Maybe it's even better to not interrupt the driver while he's driving, because he's in his mood and etc. It's more natural than maybe.
yeah. As well, it depends from the driver, of course. Some of the drivers are listening, like that you are saying something. Some of the drivers don't listen, because we had a funny situation in the first year in Rally Druskininkai. We were driving, it was night stage, and I was really scared because all season we didn't had, not scared, but how you can say that, nervous. Because all season we didn't had any night stages. It was our first night stage. We borrowed the lamps from the SRT team, and we were driving the stage, and in one corner I was asking Vaidas, just to make sure that I'm in the right place. I said, is this corner this one? Is this the right corner? Is this the corner where I'm reading you? And he's not answering, he's just driving. And then in the finish I asked him that, did you hear me? That I was asking your question. Really? No, I didn't. So then I was thinking, are you listening at all to me? Yeah, but of course, many of drivers are familiar to the stages, and sometimes the co-driver is like background music. That plus minus he knows the roads, but in the same time he's listening to the background music. When sometimes you're driving a car, you have a radio on. It is there, but you don't actually notice that it's there. So yeah, that was actually a funny situation as well. So.
I can't remember which driver said that. What percent of co-drivers and what percent what drivers see? So you can reach the result without a co-drivers, just going what you see, and other part what you hear from the co-driver.
Yeah, but
can the driver go without a co-driver that only what he sees?
I can tell you example. For example, Martin Sesks, he drives just with the pace notes. He even don't watch the videos. He never watches the videos. Just one time to make sure that the pace notes are okay. But he doesn't learn the stages. He's driving just from the pace notes. And that's why the co-driver is so important, to give the pace notes in the right way, in the way he needs. And maybe there is some wonder boy who can drive, but when you are approaching a small crest or small jump or some place with the bushes where you can't see, I don't think that you can do it without co-driver. So if you know the guy or you see the guy who can do it, show me.
Okay, but you said Martin doesn't try to learn the track.
Yeah.
But what is the reason? He doesn't want that, or what's the reason to not do that?
Actually, it's coming from his trainer, Aldis Briedis. If you're driving your pace notes, you can go wherever you want, to which place you want. You don't need to know the places, and he showed that in the European Championship when he won it. He went to the tarmac race, his first tarmac race, and he won that rally. He showed really, really good speed, and that's just thanks to the pace notes. If you have the correct pace notes, you have like open window in your front, not closed with the curtains. You can drive wherever you want. Of course, then it just depends from technical side, from some punctures, some things like that, but believe and work on your pace notes.
So Andris, you are Lithuania champion, Latvia champion. How many times?
2 times Lithuania, 2 times Latvia. I just need Estonia, to get all the Baltics together. But
so do you have some plans for your future, for your career? Which country will you choose for your next champion award?
WRC champion, yeah. No, yeah, of course, dream for everybody. Like somebody wants to get into the NBA, and somebody wants to get in the NHL. Thanks to Martin Sasks again. This year I was invited just a few days before the Rally Finland to help him out, and it was my first drive in the WRC, where all the WRC cars are driving. And it was, a bit weird because I used to go to Finland to watch the rallies. I know the places where I was watching, and when I am driving in the car, I am noticing those places. I am recognizing those places, and it's really funny feeling. But of course, everybody wants to try WRC. I want to try WRC car as well, to feel those speeds. Braking, yeah. Then I need a whole bigger one. But yeah, that's my answer. Of course, I would like to try WRC and the Estonia to the Latvia and Lithuania championships.
And how you are training? Because it looks a bit difficult when your driver is from Lithuania, you are living in Latvia. How you are training? How you are managing your time?
When you met each other, in which places?
You mean in the training wise, yeah?
Yeah, still on the border?
Yeah, if needed, but actually I like to, we're always talking before the rallies, planning the dates, and then, for example, we are saying, okay, let's come to Lithuania one day before, and we will have some record training around. And I prefer to go by bus because it's no hassle. I don't need to think about anything, and Vaidas is just picking me up, and that's. Then we are making some recce days. We always like to make some recce before every rally, just to get your eyes, your feeling back before you are making the rally recce. And that's how we train. Vaidas is training by himself in Lithuania in some fitness center. I am training at home on a couch. So,
let's talk about co-driver work before the event. What you have to do before the rally? What's your function?
Actually, the co-drivers have the most not interesting work in all world, because I'm always checking the regulations. Okay, in these years I know the most important things what I need to check, but I'm checking them to know maybe in which time controls I can go earlier, how many tires do we need to use. Actually, after the Elektrona especially, because we had a penalty because one extra tire. Okay, but that time it was just been misunderstanding in the team because we forget the spare tire in the back of the car. But it's regulations. Getting the books where I need to have a place where to write in, and that's it. I'm off to go.
And what about during the rally? What you have to do? Check the times and when?
Yeah. So basically, I am like alarm clock for the driver, for Vaidas. Of course, we are doing recce. We are driving the recce, finding the places, how to maybe drive around the closest way in the recce time, not by road book like in a rally. Writing what he says to me, what he tells, maybe sometimes with my experience giving some advices, but it's up to pilot to driver. I am completely trusting him and writing everything what he says to me. And of course, then checking the times where we need to be, at which time we need to go, when we need to leave.
When we need to lunch.
Yes, and as you know, Vaidas is crazy about eating. He's eating all the time. But actually, he's an interesting person. At the beginning, I couldn't get used to it. he's using his time so tight that it's every second counts in that time. And if we need to be, I don't know, after 5 minutes somewhere, 1 minute is a lot of time for him. So I'm sometimes stressing, waiting him, and sometimes like calling, well, let's go. And Vaidas is like, 1 minute? Oh, it's plenty. It's plenty. But yes, then I'm checking if all the helmets are in, if the balaclavas, the gloves for Vaidas are in the car. But we are using our time really, really a lot. And the food, that's the most important thing. Sometimes you need to take a bag. The bag is like stripped to the tubes in the back of the car, and there is, for example, breakfast. And after a stage, Vaidas is having breakfast on the road. So.
Okay. Do you have a table, or you put on the hood?
Sometimes I'm laughing that if the bag, cuts or something, then you have all your breakfast in all the car. So. But luckily, till this time, we didn't have a moment like that. But he likes to eat.
We know that from Dakar.
Okay, in which language you are talking? You're reading your notes for the driver.
Actually, for Vaidas, we are talking, and I need to learn him Russian. We are talking mainly in English, and sometimes it's hard for me as well in the service, because with some of the service mechanics I'm talking in Russian, with Vaidas I'm talking in English. Then somebody from Lithuanians comes to me, and the language is mixing all the time. And when we're going to the stage, sometimes I'm talking in Russian with Vaidas, and then he's saying, English, please. English, please. So yeah, it's just, you are forgetting to talk. But I'm reading in English. Some of the words are in Lithuanian.
For example?
For example, į viršų, žemyn, minkšta,
And what's the reason?
Driver is writing his pace notes as he feels it best, I don't know, you can write flowers, you can write rabbits, you can write whatever you want in there. If he understands that, that's okay for me. I am just making my job, writing what he dictates, and then I am dictating to him. So, like famous picture traveling around in social networks, the man said, the man did. So, but yeah, mainly English. In my career, I was reading in Latvian, of course. In Russian, really, really a lot. It's not a problem for me to read in Russian, because in Vorobjov's times we had customers in the team from Russia, and sometimes in the tests I was helping them out, and sometimes the intent of the tests was, I'm just finishing the stage with Yanis, straight away jumping into the other car, reading the pace notes to the Russian guy and reading them. If, for example, I have them in Latvian, when I'm jumping into the Russian guy's car, I am translating the pace notes from Latvian into the Russian while we are driving.
Sounds very difficult.
Maybe, but in the times going, when you're doing that so often, you are getting used to it, and always when we have some changes in the pace notes, I am dictating them as well to change, because some of the guys were using Yanis pace notes. So I am just telling that, we changed that place, and when you are doing that, you're getting used to more and more and more. But yeah, I can read in Latvian, Russian, and English the pace notes with some Lithuanian words.
Okay. And in which language it's more natural, easier to do that? Maybe there's differences in languages because some words is longer, some words is shorter.
I would say that there is not a big difference in the language, but there is a difference how the pilot wants to hear it.
Okay.
If he wants, for example, to hear it more with some attentions on the words, some of them wants it a bit quieter or calm. Vaidas likes it a bit like, aggressive that I'm reading, and sometimes when I'm watching the onboards, we don't have a lot actually because we didn't have a camera first year at all in the car. But when I'm watching, then sometimes I'm hearing that I'm like singing, catching the rhythm, and you are singing in a car. Yeah, that's about the reading. So.
And what about tones of reading? Because Mindaugas Varža, when he was a co-driver, his tones was like a
Loud or quiet?
Loud, quiet, aggressive, not aggressive.
When we are approaching, for example, some place which is dangerous, or some junction, I'm always okay putting attention on that corner a bit more. Maybe, I don't know, making it a bit longer in my reading voice, or just putting the accent on that corner, but you are playing with that, and that's how the pilot feels as well. If you are starting to talk a bit louder and maybe a bit stressful, the driver feels that something will be there. Okay, but we are using a lot of caution, double caution, and we are putting the word brake as well, but that's not for exact braking place. That's just for information that there will be a braking. There is coming something, so some crew might.
So we have some questions from Ralio Fanatikai group.
Yeah.
There is
some.
So first question from Titas Simashka. It's your colleague.
Yeah.
Also co-driver. So first question is, what kind of pen or pencil do you use for pace note?
I use simple. Actually, I took it with me because I understood that question. Simple pencils, which you can buy in every shop, and usually when the season starts, I'm walking into the shop getting some bunch of pencils, and I'm just sharpening with normal thing, and that's what I use. I like them the most because when you have the pressing pencils, then I don't like that they're breaking. You are writing, and sometimes they're breaking down, so that's why I use them.
So nothing special, yeah?
Nothing special. Okay. Simple things, keep to the simple.
Okay, so next one, what pace note book do you use? So I see it's also ordinary.
Not so ordinary.
Actually, it's not ordinary because...
staged pages.
Yeah. I like, the width of the lines. I don't know if the guys are filming or not, but some of the lines are really, when they are too small, then all the writing is too close. So then you are like writing in first, then on the third one, letting one free. But I like this one because the lines are quite wide, and my digits and the letters are like big as well. That's the way I write. So I use the pace note book, which is made by Jānis Krastins, like the boss of the Rally Latvia. And but I remember that I was when we were like producing these pace notes, I was giving some advices as well. So I made it a bit for me as well. Here are some places for the stage times, but I don't use them. These days we have like autorally.lt. You can see like all years and archives, and everything is online. So just like it by the size and by the paper. So if the paper is too thin, it's not easy to switch to
So
next
I think you already answered the next question. How many rows do you write in one page?
That's actually a really good question, and never save the paper. That's the first rule. Never save the paper because
Greta Thunberg doesn't like that.
say hello to her. So, but sometimes you're getting to the end of the page, and then it comes some difficult part, which you cannot allow to write in the next page, because then you can miss it and you won't read it. So usually I'm, getting, if there is a long distance in half of the page, I'm like, screw it, let's go to the next one. Some of the pages are like half pages. That's why I'm not saving, I'm not waiting till that moment where there will be something. If I have a distance and the easiest moment to switch the page, I'm just going for the next one and not waiting, not saving the paper. Greta.
Okay. Do you check videos from the recce and do you fix pace notes after that, distance, angles?
Yes, we do that. We were checking really a lot with Yanis Avorobios, really a lot watching and checking after the recce and changing as well. Of course, if the camera angle is true and the original one, it's not wide or it's not adjusting the, the way and the car is moving, then you can do it and the camera is not lying. And we were doing that with Yanis Vorobios a lot. With Martins, we were checking with the trainer if we done all the corners right. And with Vaidas, we are checking as well, but mainly it's for example, when I'm making some corrections after the recce, what Vaidas made, the changes, when I am correcting them, we are watching the video to make sure that all the corners are in the place, so that I didn't mess up something while I was cleaning and erasing. So mainly for that.
Do you rewriting pace note?
Never.
Never?
Never,
Why?
because I like my original writing. For me, it's easier to understand it. It's messy. It's not so nice, tidy, and with straight lines, and it's easier to read them as well because you're used to your, your language. You are used to your couch at home. You are used to your writing. Maybe some of the guys won't read my pace notes, but I will understand them just, from one eye, side of the eye. And if you are making changes or overwrite the pace notes, it's a big risk that you will mess up something.
Yeah.
And that's why you will need to watch the videos, just to make sure that you overwrote it correctly. Never. I am making the changes in the recce just on the top of my original writing, and just deleting with the line which I need to take off from there. That's it. Then I'm going to a hotel, taking the eraser, the usual one as well, and erasing and overwriting just that one place. So.
Okay, the next one.
From the same person.
Yeah. Do you use pace notes from previous year?
No.
From the same stages.
I understood your question. In Latvia we don't have so. In Baltics we don't have so long rallies, so it's not so hard to write the new ones. And actually the road is changing as well. Maybe the road workers made some changes. Maybe the wood disappeared from the place where it was, and the road changes. When you drive, it changes in the nature. So we are using every time writing the new pace notes, and I never used the same. But I know that in WRC, where the distances are long and where they know that, for example, some tarmac stages, they are using the same, and just the gravel crew making some corrections if needed. So, and of course they in the recce as well, they can make some changes.
Okay, and the last one, what kind of watch do you use for rallies?
Again, Titas?
Yep.
I will get him back in some of the rallies. So many. Actually, about the clocks, it's really funny because, not all, but most of the co-drivers have like one watch, the second one, walking with two watches. But there is a reason for in WRC that you can add all the stage times, all the road stages, all the times you can put in the clock, and it's counting you back. That's why they have two to get all the rally in the clocks. But I used to use the rally special co-driver watch.
Why it's so special?
That's because you can add in all the cartelle and everything you can add in there. But I never use that because in Latvia we have and Lithuania 100 kilometers. It's no point to do that. But about watches is like you have a phone, I have a phone. In Skoda, the board computer have a clock as well. So I have a clock on my hand. So we have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 watches in the car. So there's no point to stress about. You can use a normal clock, electronic, because you can see the exact time. But yeah, use every clock we want.
Okay, the next question is from Andris Malnieks. So when you will visit him as a guest?
Thank you for invitation. I know that a week ago he drove past Riga and he wrote me that maybe we can meet up, and I couldn't. He was in other side of Riga, I was in other side of Riga. Thanks for invitation. So wait for a call, Andris.
The next question, Sigitas Marmokas asks, will you compete in Alksne Rally next year?
Next year? 2020, yeah. I'm already counting it as this year because I already started to get ready. Yes, I will. With whom? Not with Vaidas. Because it's Latvian championship, and for now I won't say with whom as well. Okay. That's need a bit to wait.
Okay. Hypothetical one. Would you help Vaidas in Dakar as a co-driver if Saulius couldn't?
I would love to.
Really?
Yeah, I would love to. I watched many videos about Dakar. How the co-drivers are working there. Okay, if that would be like today, maybe I wouldn't be ready because I don't want to mess up the result. If you've never been there, there is a big risk that you can mess up something. But I would like to start from some smaller races, and Vaidas, I really want to go to Dakar. Saulius, sorry.
Okay, why Sairijama Rally is special for you? Is it special for you?
It's actually not so special because it's nice rally. It's season closing. It's nice location. You are driving. The stages are going past the sea. You are driving like 2, 3, 4, 5 meters on the seaside. I've been there for 2 times. Some of the guys been there for 10 years, more years. It's usual rally.
With many spectators?
Many spectators, that's always nice. And that's really nice, and that's what we see and we enjoy. And actually, going away from the question, I just remembered I have on my place where I put in the legs in the Skoda, I have the signal button. Yeah. There is a windscreen washer, there is a signal button, and there is a trip meter reset. I'm beeping in the rally. I'm seeing some guys which are like waving or a lot of crowd, so I'm like beep beep. Hello.
Okay.
Sairijama Rally is nice. So.
Okay, the last one question. Please don't burn the bridges. Šešks or Žala, Nitišs, Vorobjovs. If you had to choose one of these drivers for the rest of your career, which one do you choose?
Can we stop, yeah? Okay. Actually, of course, I read it before, and I know the author of that question. He knows that when I will meet him, I will give him a... But I had to think about this, and there is not a lot to think about, because with Reinis I had just few rallies. With Martins I had just 1 year, and thanks to him WRC Finland, it was really nice. With Vorobjovs he taught me everything. Thanks to him for my experience and for everything, but emotionally, atmosphere-wise, the feeling, the two guys in the car, it's Vaidas. And my family is always coming to Lithuania as well. We have really nice relationships with his relatives, staying at his relatives' house, and you need to be you need to know each other, you need to feel that feeling like a family, and that's sometimes more important than, I don't know, money or something. Vaidas.
So cute. So I have one more question about these drivers. If all of these drivers have unlimited money, unlimited cars, 10 R5, WRC, doesn't matter, which one would be faster in the same stage?
From these drivers?
Yeah.
In the same stage. I know that Martins is really good on his pace notes. He's driving really using for 100% all the pace notes and really clean. Vaidas is more aggressive. Everybody was the same car, the same stage.
Car, same stage. Yeah.
This is a hard one. I would say harder than the previous. Because the aggressive drive, I don't think that Vaidas would win that stage. Vorobjovs is really experienced, but I would say that Martins would win, I think, in that stage. But, it's guessing, because you can have a puncture, you can hit something, I don't know. Stirna can run over the road, and everything can happen. It's a hard one. Actually, we should try that in some of the rallies.
Okay, so that's all. Do you have any questions?
No, right now.
See you in 2020, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, Andris.
Cheers, guy. Titas, thanks for the many questions.
Edvinas.
And Vaidas, see you in Dakar.
Okay, bye.